The stars looked different from this part of the galaxy. Commander Dae-hyun stood tall on the bridge of the stellar shadow, his forearms folded behind his back. His skin glowed a faint blue under the ship's lights. He fixed his 6 eyes on the small blue planet that filled the main screen. Earth, he said, tasting the strange word. Such a simple name for our next conquest. The ship hung in the darkness of space, hidden behind the moon of this world. No human tools could see them, here. The Stellar Shadow was the best spy ship in the Talon fleet. It could hide from races far more advanced than these humans. Lieutenant June approached with a data pad. He was younger than Dae-hyun, his shell not yet fully hardened with age. "Commander, I have the report you asked for," June said with a small bow. Dae-hyun took the pad without looking at his officer. "Tell me the key points." "Yes, sir. The beings on this planet call themselves humans. They have basic space travel but have only reached their own moon. They fight many wars among themselves. They split their world into almost 200 different groups called countries. These countries often fight each other." Dae-hyun's mouth parts clicked together in what passed for a smile among the Talon. "Perfect. A divided planet is an easy target. What about their weapons?" "Very simple, sir. They use chemical explosives and basic projectiles. Some have crude, atomic weapons, but nothing that could harm our ships." Dae-hyun nodded. He had heard this story many times before. The Talon Confederation had taken 17 planets already. Each one had been just like this, young races with simple tools who fell quickly before the might of the Confederation war machine. "Prepare the war beasts," Dae-hyun ordered. "I want them ready for drop in 6 hours." "Yes, Commander." June bowed, again, and left the bridge. Dae-hyun looked back at the blue planet. The war beasts were the pride of Talon military science. Giant creatures made in labs, built only for war. They stood 3 times taller than a human. Their skin was thick enough to stop most weapons. Their claws could tear through metal. They felt no fear and knew no mercy. On every world before this one, the war beasts had broken all resistance. The beasts would attack for 10 days, killing many and destroying important places. Then the Talon would call for surrender. Most races gave up after seeing what the beasts could do. Those who fought on were crushed when the main fleet arrived. Dae-hyun was sure Earth would be no different. "Commander?" A soft voice came from behind him. He turned to see Science Officer Yoon-ji. She was the smallest Talon on the ship, but also the smartest. Her shell was a deeper blue than most, marking her high birth. "What is it, Science Officer?" "Sir, I have been studying the humans. There is something unusual about them." Dae-hyun felt a touch of annoyance. Yoon-ji often saw problems where none existed. "What do you mean?" "Their bodies are not impressive. They are soft and weak compared to us. But their minds..." She paused. "Their brains show strange patterns. They think differently than other races we have met." "Different how?" "They create many stories about things that do not exist. They imagine future events that have not happened, and many of these stories are about fights with beings from other worlds." Dae-hyun laughed, a harsh sound that made junior officers flinch. "You mean they tell tales about creatures from the stars? Many young races do this. It is normal to fear the unknown." Yoon-ji's eyes blinked in sequence, a sign of disagreement among her kind. "But sir, they do not just fear. They imagine winning these fights. Their stories often end with humans beating stronger enemies." "Stories are not reality, Science Officer. When they face our war beasts, their dreams of victory will die quickly." Dae-hyun waved a hand, ending the discussion. "Return to your post. We dropped the beasts as planned." Yoon-ji bowed, but her eyes showed she was not convinced. She left the bridge quietly. 4 hours later, Dae-hyun stood in the ship's lower deck. Before him, 50 large metal pods waited in launch tubes. Inside each pod, a war beast slept, waiting for the signal to wake and kill. June stood beside his commander, reading from his datapad. "We have chosen the largest human cities for the first drops. Each city has millions of humans. The panic will spread quickly." "Good." Dae-hyun nodded. "Show me one of the beasts." June pressed a button, and one pod's door slid open with a hiss. Inside, a massive creature lay curled in sleep. Its skin was gray and thick like armor. Each hand had 5 claws longer than a Talon's arm. Its head was mostly mouth filled with teeth that could crush bone. Perfect killing machines, Daehyun said with pride. The humans will have no defense against them. The beasts have been programmed to attack any moving human, June explained. They will focus on crowds and large buildings. Maximum chaos, as you ordered. And the tracking systems? Working perfectly. We will see everything the beasts see. All data comes back to our ship in real time. Daehyun nodded again. Close it up, begin the launch countdown. As the pod sealed shut, Yoonji entered the launch bay. She carried her own data pad and looked worried. Commander, I must ask you to delay the launch, she said quickly. Daehyun turned to her, anger clear in his posture. Delay? Why would I do that? I have found more information about humans that concerns me. They adapt very quickly to new threats. Much faster than any race we have studied before. Science officer, your concern is noted. But the plan will not change. Daehyun's voice was cold. Sir, please. Just 3 more days of study. We need to understand. Enough! Daehyun cut her off sharply. The High Command expects results, not endless research. We launched today. Yoonji fell silent, but her eyes showed her worry had not lessened. Daehyun turned back to the launch controls. Start the countdown. 10 minutes until drop. The ship hummed. As the launch tubes powered up, on screens around the bay, the face of Earth grew larger as the stellar shadow moved into position. Sir? June reported. All war beasts show green status. Drop pods are ready. We are in optimal position above the planet's night side. Excellent. Daehyun's eyes gleamed with anticipation. Soon the humans will know true fear. The countdown reached 0. With a series of loud thumps, the pods shot from the ship, streaking toward the blue planet below. Each pod glowed red as it hit the atmosphere, looking like falling stars to any humans who might be watching the night sky. Daehyun watched the screens as the pods separated, each heading for its target city. Seoul, Tokyo, Beijing, New York, London, 50 major cities across the planet soon to feel the fury of the war beasts. All pods on course, June reported. Impact in 3 minutes. Yoonji stood quietly behind them, her eyes fixed on the screen showing the approaching city lights. She had done all she could to warn them. Now they would all see what humans were truly capable of. The first pods hit their targets, crashing into streets and parks with explosive force. The war beasts were awake now, breaking free from their containers, ready to begin their work of death and fear. Daehyun smiled as the screens filled with images of running humans. And so it begins, he said softly. He had no idea that he had just made the biggest mistake in Talon military history. The war beast crashed through the wall of the Seoul train station. People screamed and ran. The beast stood on 2 thick legs, its gray skin hard as metal. It was 3 times taller than a man. Its mouth opened wide, showing rows of sharp teeth. Yellow eyes searched for targets. Captain Min ducked behind an overturned car. Bullets from his men's guns hit the beast but bounced off. The monster roared and swung a massive arm, sending 3 police cars flying through the air. Nothing works, shouted Sergeant Kim over the radio. Our bullets do nothing. Min watched the beast smash through a bus. People ran in all directions. The army was coming, but they would be too late for many. It moves in straight lines, Min said quietly. He had been watching the beast for 10 minutes now. It doesn't. Turn quickly. He grabbed his radio. All units, I need 5 teams. When I give the signal, I want each team to attack from a different side. Aim for the joints, knees, elbows, neck. Those parts look weaker. In the distance, he heard more crashes. Reports said 5 beasts had landed in Seoul alone. All across the world, the same story was playing out in major cities. Min took a deep breath. Ready? Go. His men jumped out from behind cars and buildings. They fired at the beast from 5 directions. Most bullets still bounced off, but some hit the softer spots at the joints. The beast roared in pain and tried to turn, but it moved slowly when changing direction. "Keep moving, don't stay in one place," Min shouted as he fired at the beast's knee. The monster tried to chase one group, then another. It grew confused by the many targets. It could not decide which humans to chase first. Min saw a fuel truck on the street nearby. "Sergeant Kim." "The truck," Kim nodded. He ran to the truck while other officers kept the beast busy. He jumped in and started the engine. With a roar, he drove straight at the beast. "Jump out," Min yelled into the radio. Kim steered the truck toward the beast, then opened the door and rolled out. The truck hit the monster at full speed. The crash was not enough to hurt it, but then Min fired 3 shots at the truck's gas tank. The explosion lit up the night sky. When the smoke cleared, the beast was on the ground. It wasn't dead, but it was hurt. Its leg bent at a strange angle. "Now we have a chance," Min said. "Call the army. Tell them to bring everything they have." In San Francisco, Dr. Hannah Park worked, quickly in her lab. She had been studying animals all her life, but nothing like the creature on her table. Part of a beast's arm had been cut off when a building collapsed on it. A brave truck driver had brought the arm to her lab. "Amazing," she whispered as she looked at cells under her microscope. "These are not natural. Someone made this creature." Hannah had known right away these beasts were not from Earth. They had crashed from the sky in metal pods. They were too big, too strong to be from this world. "Look at the cell structure," she told her assistant. "These were built in a lab. And look here, these are controllers in the brain tissue. Something is telling these beasts what to do." She checked another sample. "The skin is like armor, but the joints are weaker, and there's something else." She adjusted her microscope. "The brain has a certain pattern. All living things with brains give off electrical signals. These beasts have a very specific pattern." Hannah grabbed her phone and called the military base nearby. "This is Dr. Park. I need to speak to whoever is in charge of the beast attack. I found something important." After a short wait, a general came on the line. "Doctor, this better be good. We have 5 of those things tearing up the city." "I know how to stop them," Hannah said. "Their brains work on a special frequency. If we can broadcast the right signal, we might be able to confuse them or even shut them down." "How soon can you have something ready?" Hannah looked at her equipment. "Give me 6 hours, and I need more samples." "You'll get them," the general promised. "Just hurry." On the stellar shadow, Commander Dae-hyun watched the screens with growing concern. The first hour had gone as expected. The war beasts caused panic and destruction. Humans ran screaming from the monsters. But now, just 3 hours later, things had changed. Humans were fighting back. Not just with their simple weapons, but with plans and teamwork. "This is not normal," Dae-hyun said. "Show me Seoul again." The screen changed to show one of the beasts in Seoul. It was trapped in a deep pit dug by human machines. It could not climb out. Humans in uniform stood around the pit, studying the beast. "How did they dig a trap so quickly?" Dae-hyun asked no one in particular. Lieutenant Jun checked his data. "Sir, the humans used machines already at a construction site. They led the beast there on purpose." "Show me New York." The screen changed again. In New York, humans had managed to kill a beast by dropping a large metal structure on it from a tall building. "London," Dae-hyun demanded. In London, army tanks surrounded a beast. They fired again and again at the same spot on its leg until the leg broke. "This is not possible." Dae-hyun's voice shook slightly. "No race has ever adapted so quickly to the war beasts." Science Officer Yoon-ji stepped forward. "Commander, I tried to warn you. These humans learn faster than any species we have seen. They work together in ways we did not expect. But they are primitive. Their weapons are simple." "Yes, but their minds are not simple." Yoon-ji pointed to another screen. "Look there. They are already taking samples from the beasts. They are studying them." Dae-hyun clicked his mouth parts nervously. This was bad, very bad. If the humans learned too much about Talon technology from the beasts, we need to send more beasts, he decided. Overwhelm them with numbers. "Sir," June said hesitantly, We only have 20 more beasts on board. The main fleet is still 6 days away. Then prepare all 20 for immediate drop, Daehyun ordered. Target their military bases this time. Yoon-ji stepped closer to the commander. Sir, I think that would be a mistake. We should pull back and wait for the main fleet. The humans are learning too quickly. If we send more beasts, they will just have more chances to study our technology. Are you questioning my orders, science officer? Daehyun's voice was dangerous. No, sir. I am offering advice based on scientific observation. Daehyun turned back to the screens. In the 6 hours since the first drop, humans had killed or trapped 11 war beasts. 11. Some planets had not managed to stop even one beast during the entire 10-day attack period. Sir, June reported, I'm picking up unusual signals from the planet. What kind of signals? They seem to be scanning us. The humans are sending signals into space on many frequencies. Daehyun felt the first touch of real fear. Are they targeting us? Can they see us? I don't think so, sir. But they are looking. And some of those signals match the control frequencies for the war beasts. Yoon-ji's eyes widened. They've already identified the control signals? That's impossible. It should take months to decode that technology. On the screen, a war beast in Tokyo suddenly stopped moving. It stood perfectly still, then began walking in circles. What's happening to that beast? Daehyun demanded. June checked his controls. Sir, the humans are broadcasting a signal that's interfering with our control. They've hacked our beasts. Impossible. Daehyun slammed his fist on the control panel. But as they watched, more beasts began to act strangely. Some froze in place. Others walked into walls or water. Yoon-ji looked at her commander. Sir, I recommend immediate retreat. The humans are not like other races we have conquered. They are dangerous. Daehyun wanted to argue, but the evidence was on the Yao screens all around him. In just 6 hours, humans had not only fought back against the war beasts, but had begun to understand and counter Talon technology. Prepare to move the ship, he ordered finally. We will pull back behind their moon and wait for the main fleet. As the stellar shadow began to move away from Earth, Daehyun had a terrible feeling that the Talon Confederation had made a very big mistake. War beasts first fell from the sky. The world had changed forever. In an underground room in Seoul, leaders from many countries met through video screens. Generals, scientists, and government officials all shared what they had learned. The beasts are made, not born, Dr. Hannah Park explained. She stood at the front of the room showing pictures of the beast cells on a large screen. Someone created them in a lab to attack us. General Song nodded. He was head of South Korea's army and now led the world's fight against the beasts. And they came from space. The metal pods fell from above our sky. We are under attack by aliens, said the U.S. president on one screen. We must work together now. Old fights between our countries do not matter anymore. Dr. Park has made an important discovery, General Song said. Please tell them, Doctor. Hannah tapped her computer, and new pictures appeared on the screen. The beasts have special parts in their brains. These parts receive signals from somewhere. The signals tell the beasts what to do. Like a remote control for a toy car, added a scientist from Japan. Yes, Hannah nodded. We have found the signal pattern. We can now send our own signals to confuse the beasts. We've already used this in Tokyo and New York, said the Japanese scientist. The beasts stop attacking when we send the right signal. But that's not all, Hannah continued. We found metals in the beasts' bodies that we don't have on Earth, and their DNA is not like Earth DNA. It's more advanced. If we can learn how it works, we could make big jumps in our own science. General Song stood up. We need to do 3 things. First, kill or capture all the beasts that are already here. Second, prepare for more attacks. The pods came from a ship in space. That ship might send more beasts or worse. And third, said the U.S. president, we need to find that ship. In a small town outside Busan, an old hunter named Jiho led a group of 20 people. They weren't soldiers, just ordinary folks, farmers, shop owners, teachers. But they had trapped and killed a war beast using only hunting skills and farm tools. The beasts are strong but stupid, Ji-ho told a military officer who had come to learn their methods. They follow heat and sound, so we made fires to lead it where we wanted. They walked through the forest where broken trees showed the beast's path. Here, Ji-ho pointed to a steep hill. We put fires in a line leading up the hill. The beast followed. At the top, we had dug a big pit and covered it with branches. The ground was weak there already because of old mines underneath. The officer nodded, taking notes. And it fell in? Yes. Then we pushed big rocks down on it. When it was hurt enough, we finished it with farming tools. The eyes and mouth are weaker than the rest of it. The officer looked impressed. You did this without any guns or bombs? Ji-ho nodded. City people think you need fancy weapons, but we hunters know all creatures have weakness, even space monsters. In her lab in San Francisco, Dr. Hannah Park had not slept for 2 days. She and scientists around the world shared everything they learned. Together, they made quick progress. We've made a device that copies the control signal, she told General Tay, who led the U.S. forces. We can now give simple commands to the beasts. Tay looked at the small metal box on her desk. You can control them? Make them do what we want? Simple things, yes. Stop, walk, turn. The aliens' control is more complex, but we're learning fast. Can we use the beasts to fight back? Turn them against their masters? Hannah shook her head. Not yet, but we've learned something else. She showed him a picture of Earth taken from space. A small light glowed behind the moon. Our space telescopes found this. We think it's the alien ship. It's hiding behind our moon. General Tay studied the picture. Can we reach it? Attack it? Not with what we have now. But Hannah walked to a large object covered by a sheet. She pulled the sheet off to reveal a broken piece of a war beast pod. The metal in these pods can withstand the heat of entering our atmosphere, and the pods have propulsion systems, engines that guide them. If we can understand how they work, we could build our own ships. General Tay finished her thought. Ships that could reach their ship. Hannah nodded. Exactly, and we found something else in the beast's brains, a map. We think it shows where they come from. Aboard the Stellar Shadow, Commander Dae-hyun faced a screen showing his superior, High Commander Gook of the Talon Fleet. You did what? Gook's voice was cold with anger. You attacked with only the scout ship's beasts, without waiting for the main fleet? The planet seemed primitive, Dae-hyun tried to explain. Their technology is simple. I thought, you did not think, Gook cut him off. Now they know we exist. They will prepare for our coming. The humans learn quickly, Science Officer Yoon-ji said. Faster than any species we have seen before. They have already decoded the beast control signals. High Commander Gook's eyes narrowed. Impossible. Even the Tsar took 3 weeks to do that. The humans did it in less than a day, Yoon-ji said, and they are studying the beasts' bodies, learning our technology. They are still weak, Dae-hyun insisted. When the main fleet arrives, the main fleet is now 4 days away, Gook said. You will do nothing until then. Stay hidden. Watch the humans but do not engage, understand? Yes, High Commander. Dae-hyun bowed his head. After the screen went black, Lieutenant June approached. Sir, we're picking up more scans from Earth. They're looking for us more actively. Can they detect us? Dae-hyun asked. Not yet, but their scans are getting better, and they're launching small craft into space, more than usual. Show me. On the screen, a small Earth rocket rose from the planet. It was crude by Talon standards, but it reached orbit. What are they doing? Dae-hyun wondered. Yoon-ji studied the data. They've put some kind of device in orbit. It appears to be, yes, it's a scanner, more advanced than what they had before. How could they build something so quickly? They must have used technology from the war beasts, Yoon-ji said. I warned you they learn fast. Dae-hyun felt sick. If the humans could build new space technology in just 3 days using scraps from the war beasts, what would they do with more time? Move. The ship, he ordered. Take us to the far side of their moon. We need to stay hidden until the fleet arrives. As the stellar shadow moved to a new position, Dae-hun watched the small blue planet on the screen. A terrible thought struck him. What if the humans found a way to attack the ship before the fleet arrived? What if they could reach the moon? June, he said suddenly. Prepare the last 20 war beasts for drop. But sir, Yoonji protested, the High Commander ordered us not to engage. We need to slow them down, Dae-hyun insisted. They're developing too quickly. If they keep building spacecraft, they might find us. If we send more beasts, we give them more of our technology to study, Yoonji argued. Dae-hyun knew she was right, but his fear was stronger than his reason. Prepare the beasts, he repeated. We drop them in 6 hours. As his officers carried out his orders, Dae-hyun could not shake the feeling that he was making another terrible mistake. But he could not turn back now. His career, maybe his life, depended on stopping the humans before they became an even bigger threat. Little did he know that on Earth, humans were already building weapons designed specifically to detect and attack the Talon ship. And they worked much faster than Dae-hyun could imagine. 5 days had passed since the first war beasts fell to Earth. The world had changed more in these 5 days than in the last 50 years. In a large underground base near Seoul, Captain Min walked with General Song through rows of new weapons. Workers built these weapons using parts from the war beasts. Soldiers trained to use them nearby. This gun fires energy, not bullets, General Song explained, picking up a heavy rifle. It can cut through the beast's skin. Min nodded, impressed. And these? He pointed to round devices on a table. Signal jammers. They block the aliens' control of the beasts. And these smaller ones? Song held up a device the size of a cell phone. These can track the alien metals. They can find any beast or anything else the aliens send to Earth. Amazing, Min said. Just days ago we had none of this. The aliens made a big mistake, Song said with a grim smile. They showed us their technology. Now we use it against them. An officer ran up to them looking worried. Sir, our space teams have found something. 20 more pods are heading to Earth. Song's face hardened. They're sending more beasts. Where? Will they land? Military bases, sir. They seem to be targeting our armies this time. They're learning too, Min said. Song nodded. But we're ready now. Send word to all bases. Use the new jammers. As soon as the pods land, block their signals. Don't let the beasts activate. Yes, sir. The officer ran off. Song turned to Min. Captain, it's time. Take your team and prepare for launch. Min stood straighter. Yes, sir, we won't let you down. In San Francisco, Dr. Hannah Park stood in a massive hangar. Before her was a ship unlike any built on Earth before. It looked like a mix of human and alien technology. Tae-won, a young engineer, walked with her around the ship. We used the metal from 15 war beast pods, he explained, and we copied their propulsion system. It's not as good as theirs, but it will get us to the moon and back. How many people can it carry? Hannah asked. 20, plus equipment. Tae-won patted the ship's side. We built 6 of these in total. 2 here, 2 in China, and 2 in Korea. And the weapons? Tae-won led her to the ship's front. Energy weapons based on what we found in the beast's claws, and special bombs that target the alien metal. Hannah nodded, still amazed at how quickly humans had adapted the alien technology. When do we launch? Tonight. All 6 ships together. OA. General approached them. Dr. Park, we need you at the command center. The second wave of pods has entered our atmosphere. Hannah looked worried. Are our jammers working? Yes. 17 pods have landed. None of the beasts inside have activated. 3 pods were shot down before landing. Hannah smiled. Then it's time for the next part of our plan. Let's go. Commander Dae-hyun stared at the screen in shock. Not one of the 20 new war beasts had activated properly. Human devices blocked their control signals. "This is impossible," he whispered. "How could they advance so quickly?" "Sir," Lieutenant June reported, "the humans are launching more spacecraft. 6 ships, larger than before." "Show me." The screen changed to show 6 sleek ships rising from Earth. They looked nothing like the crude rockets humans had used before. These ships moved faster with more control. "They've copied our technology," Yunji said, her voice filled with wonder and fear. "Those ships use Talon propulsion systems." "Track them," Daehyun ordered. "Where are they going?" June worked the controls, calculating their path now. "Sir, they're heading directly toward us." "What? How could they know where we are?" "They must have found a way to track Talon metals," Yunji said. "Our ship is made of the same materials as the war beasts." Daehyun felt panic rising in his chest. "Prepare to move. Take us to the far side of this system." "Sir," June said, "the human ships are faster than we expected. They will reach us before we can escape the moon's orbit." Daehyun paced the bridge, his forearms clasped behind his back. "Prepare defense systems. We may have to fight." "Our ship is not built for battle," Yunji reminded him. "We are a scout vessel." "Then we'll run and fight at the same time," Daehyun snapped. "Evasive pattern 3, ready the emergency weapons." The stellar shadow began to move away from the moon. On the screens, the 6 human ships adjusted their course, still following. "They're tracking us perfectly," June said, fear in his voice, "and they're gaining." Captain Min sat strapped in his seat aboard the lead ship named Earth's Reply. Through the window he could see the stars and the curve of the moon. 5 other ships flew in formation with his. "Target is moving," said his pilot. "They're trying to run. They know we're coming," Min said. "Stay on them. Remember your training." The 6 human ships had trained for this mission for only 2 days, but every pilot and crew member had been chosen for their quick learning and adaptability. "All ships, prepare jammers," Min ordered through his headset. "As soon as we're in range, block their communications. Then surround the target." On his screen, Min could see the alien ship. It was larger than their ships, with a smooth blue-gray hull. It moved fast, but the human ships were catching up. "Weapons ready," reported his weapons officer. "Energy shields at full power," added another crew member. Min nodded. They had copied these technologies from the war beasts, too. The shields were not perfect, but they should help if the alien ship fought back. "Contact in 2 minutes," the pilot announced. Min took a deep breath. This would be humanity's first battle in space. The future of Earth might depend on what happened in the next few minutes. "All ships, remember the plan," he said into his headset. "We capture, not destroy. We need their ship intact." The alien ship suddenly released small objects. They flew toward the human ships, glowing with energy. "Defensive fire," Min ordered. "Shields up!" The human ships fired their new energy weapons. Most of the alien devices exploded before reaching them. 2 hit the shields of Min's ship, making the vessel shake. "Shields holding," reported a crew member. "Close to jamming range," said another. Min watched as the distance closed. The alien ship fired more weapons, but it clearly wasn't built for battle. Its weapons were weak, meant for emergencies only. "Jammers activated," announced the technical officer. The alien ship suddenly slowed, its engines flickering. "It's working," Min said. "Their systems are confused by our jammers. All ships surround the target. Prepare boarding teams." The 6 human ships took positions around the alien vessel. It tried to move away, but its engines kept cutting out as the human jammers blocked its control systems. "Sir," the communications officer said, "we're receiving a message from the alien ship. It's a surrender signal." Min's eyes widened. "They're surrendering already?" "Yes, sir. They know they're trapped." Min smiled grimly. The aliens had expected humans to be easy targets, to surrender quickly when facing superior technology. Now they were learning what humans were really like. "Tell all ships to stand by," Min ordered. "Prepare boarding teams, but stay alert. This could be a trick." As the boarding shuttles prepared to launch, Min looked at the alien ship on his screen. In just 5 days, humans had gone from being victims to capturing an alien ship in space. It might be the fastest comeback in the history of any species. On Earth below, Billions of people watched the battle through telescopes and on screens. A cheer went up as news of the alien surrender spread. Humanity had faced its first contact with hostile aliens and was winning, but no one knew that this small victory was just the beginning. The real test would come when the aliens' main fleet arrived. Commander Dae-hyun had never felt so much shame. He stood with his hands bound in a large room on Earth. Around him were human leaders, generals, scientists, and government officials. They looked at him with curious eyes. Dr. Hannah Park approached, the alien commander. She was not afraid, just interested. "We have questions," she said simply. Dae-hyun's translator device changed her words to the Talon language. He understood her perfectly. "I will tell you nothing," he said. His device turned, his clicks and whistles into human speech. General Song stepped forward. "Your ship is ours now. Your war beasts are dead or captured. You have lost, but you can help yourself by helping us." Dae-hyun's 6 eyes blinked in sequence. These humans were so confident, so unafraid. How had they defeated his forces so quickly? "Why did you attack us?" Hana asked. Dae-hyun stayed silent for a long moment. Then he decided to answer. "It didn't matter now. Your world has resources we need. We have taken 17 planets before yours. It is what we do." "Were those other planets like ours?" asked Hana. "Similar. Young races with simple space travel. None traveled beyond their own moons. And how did they respond to your war beasts?" Dae-hyun made a sound that the translator didn't change. It was a laugh, but not a happy one. "They panicked. They ran. They died. After 10 days, they begged for mercy. We took their worlds and made them work for us." General Song's eyes narrowed. "You expected us to do the same?" "Yes." Dae-hyun looked at the humans around him. "No race has ever fought back so quickly. No race has ever captured Talon technology and used it against us. You are different." "What happens next?" asked a world leader on a video screen. "You said you took 17 planets. Are more of your kind coming?" Dae-hyun's mouth parts clicked together nervously. "The main fleet comes. They will be here soon. They have thousands of war beasts, hundreds of ships. You cannot win." The humans looked at each other. They did not seem as afraid as Dae-hyun expected. "We'll see about that," General Song said. "Take him back to his cell." As guards led Dae-hyun away, he wondered why the humans seemed so calm. Didn't they understand what was coming? In the command center, world leaders met to plan Earth's defense. Maps and screens showed positions of new weapons and ships around the planet. "We've built 50 ships now," reported Taewon. "All with the technology we took from the alien vessel, and we've made better jammers that can block the aliens' communications. All military bases have energy weapons," added a general from China. "And we've put shield generators in major cities." "But will it be enough?" asked the U.S. president. "Their commander says they have hundreds of ships coming." Dr. Hannah Park stood up. "We found something important in their ship's computer. The Talon Confederation is not the only power in the galaxy. There's something called the Galactic Council. It seems to be a higher authority." "Like a galactic government?" asked someone. "Yes, and the Talons seem afraid of them. There are rules about which planets can be taken. Planets with certain qualities are protected." "What qualities?" General Song asked. "It's not clear from their records, but I think we should try to contact this council. Maybe they can help us." "How do we do that?" asked the Russian leader. "We don't know where they are or how to reach them." Sung Ho, a communications expert, raised his hand. "We found communication codes in the Talon ship. Some are marked as emergency codes to the council. We could try to use them." "Do it," ordered General Song. "Try all the codes. If there's any chance of help, we need to take it." 1 day later, Earth's new space radar detected something massive approaching. It was the Talon fleet. Over 200 ships of different sizes. In the command center, General Song watched the radar screen with a grim face. "All ships to defensive positions," he ordered. "Activate all jammers and shields. This is what we've prepared for. Around the world, people watched the sky with worried eyes. Some prayed. Some held their loved ones close. All knew that everything might change today. On screens in the command center, they could see Earth's 50 ships moving to meet the Talon fleet. The human ships were smaller, but they carried weapons copied from Talon technology. "They're sending a message," reported Sung Ho. "They demand our immediate surrender. They say they will destroy our cities if we resist." "Send our answer," General Song said. "Tell them Earth will never surrender." As the two fleets drew closer, something unexpected happened. New ships appeared, suddenly at the edge of the solar system. These ships were different, sleeker, more advanced than even the Talon vessels. "What are those?" General Song asked, pointing at the new blips on the radar. "Unknown," said a radar operator. "They just appeared. Our systems didn't detect them coming." "They're hailing all ships," Sung Ho reported. "Both us and the Talons. The message is it's in all Earth languages and also in Talon." "Put it on screen," ordered Song. A face appeared on the main screen. It looked almost human, but with golden skin and eyes that were just a bit too large. "This is Arbiter Kyung of the Galactic Council," said the being in perfect Korean. "The species you are attempting to eradicate is under our protection." The command center went silent. Everyone stared at the screen. "The Talon Confederation has violated Council law," continued Arbiter Kyung. "Earth is a protected world. Its species shows rare cognitive development patterns that the Council has been monitoring for over 10,000 years. General Song found his voice. "You know about us?" The golden eyes turned to him. "Of course. Humanity has been of great interest to the Council. Your adaptability and creativity are exceptional. We have watched your development since your earliest civilizations, and you just let the Talons attack us?" There was anger in Song's voice. "We did not expect them to find you so soon. By the time we detected their war beasts, you were already fighting back. Quite impressively, I might add." On another screen, they could see the Talon fleet stopping. The new Council ships, over 50 of them, had positioned themselves between Earth and the Talons. "The Talon fleet is retreating," reported a radar operator. "They're turning around." Arbiter Kyung nodded. "They know better than to challenge the Council. Now we have much to discuss. Your species has advanced far more quickly than expected. Due to this unfortunate incident, this changes many things." "What things?" asked Dr. Hannah Park, who had been listening quietly. "Your place in the galaxy, Doctor." The Arbiter smiled. "We had not planned to make contact with Earth for another 300 years. But now that you have Talon technology and know about life beyond your world, there is no going back. The Council must now decide how to proceed with humanity's integration into the galactic community." In a cell deep under the command center, Commander Dae-hyun heard the news from his guards. The Council had come. Earth was protected. His career, his life, were surely over. As he sat alone in his cell, a strange thought came to him. The war beasts, the Talons' greatest weapon, had been their downfall this time. By attacking humans, they had awakened something dangerous, something that would change the galaxy forever. On the command center's main screen, Arbiter Kyung was still speaking. "Representatives of Earth, prepare yourselves. Your world now stands at the threshold of a new age. The simple mistake of one Talon commander has pushed your species onto the galactic stage centuries ahead of schedule." The human leaders looked at each other with a mix of fear and excitement. Their world had changed forever, all because some aliens had made one galactic-level blunder. They had underestimated humanity. The end.